Look, I know exactly what is going through your mind right now. It is 11 p.m. on a Tuesday. Your stomach is growling loud enough for the neighbors to hear it. You are absolutely starving, and you have exactly 99 cents left in your bank account until payday. You walk into the kitchen, open the pantry, and your eyes lock onto that crinkly, shiny plastic square of instant ramen. In that moment, it looks like a beautiful gift sent straight from the heavens to save your night. But hold on just a second, because I am stepping in as your official food detective to give you a serious reality check. I am here to tell you the truth that the grocery stores won't. Some of these noodle packets aren't actually food in the way our great-grandparents would recognize it. Honestly, they are more like weird science experiments from a laboratory that ended in a total disaster. You aren't just eating a quick meal, you are consuming a collection of industrial chemicals held together by wheat and salt. Welcome back to the Declassified Food channel, the only place where we peel back the shiny labels to show you what is really going on inside your body. Today we are opening up the files and exposing the 3 most toxic ramen brands on the market. The ones that are basically trying to turn your digestive system into a chemical landfill. Put the fork down and pay attention, because what you don't know about your midnight snack might actually be changing your biology. First up, let's talk about the undisputed king of the grocery store aisle, the standard Maruchan or Nissin packets. You know exactly which ones I'm talking about. They usually sit on the bottom shelf, they cost about 25 cents, and they are basically the only reason most of us survived middle school or our first year of college. But here's the declassified secret that the flashy packaging won't tell you. These noodles are practically immortal. If you took a brick of this ramen, put it in a high-tech time capsule, and buried it in your backyard, a person opening it in the year 3000 would find it looking exactly the same as it does today. It wouldn't be dusty, it wouldn't be molded, and it would probably still be edible in the loosest sense of the word. The reason for this creepy immortality is that the noodles are flash fried in cheap, low-quality oils to dry them out quickly, and then they are hit with a massive dose of a preservative called TBHQ to make sure they never ever go bad. Now, TBHQ might sound like a cool new dance move, but it is actually a very fancy name for something that is basically a distant cousin of lighter fluid. It is a synthetic chemical derived from petroleum. Yes, you heard that right. It's made from the same stuff that people use to make gasoline for cars and varnish for wood floors. The food industry puts it in your noodles so that the cheap oils don't turn rancid while the package sits in a dark warehouse for 5 or 6 years. There was actually a famous medical study where a brave person swallowed a tiny pill camera so doctors could watch what happens inside the stomach after eating these. While regular, fresh, homemade noodles were completely broken down and gone in a few hours, the processed ramen noodles were still sitting there fully intact and looking totally fine, even after 2 hours of being bathed in stomach acid. Your digestive system was basically staring at the noodles and saying, "I have no idea what this plastic-like substance is, and I'm not even going to try to touch it." At that point, you aren't really digesting dinner, you're basically trying to digest a foam flip-flop. Next on our hit list is the viral sensation that has taken over the internet, Samyang Buldak, also known as the Fire Noodle Challenge. We've all seen the videos of influencers filming themselves crying, turning bright purple, and gasping for air while trying to finish a bowl of these. But the real danger here isn't just the fact that your mouth feels like it's being attacked by a swarm of angry dragons. These noodles are a triple threat of bad news for your internal organs. First, they are deep fried in palm oil, which is great for keeping the noodles crunchy, but terrible for your heart and your arteries. Then they add a level of salt that is so high, your kidneys might actually try to write you a resignation letter and quit on the spot. It's like a salt-flavored roller coaster that only goes down. But here's the real kicker. Some countries, like Denmark, actually stepped in and banned certain versions of these noodles recently. They didn't ban them because they tasted bad or because they were too loud to eat. They banned them because the spice levels were so extreme that health officials were genuinely worried people would suffer from acute poisoning or go into shock. When an entire country looks at a bowl of instant noodles and officially labels it a public safety hazard, that is a huge red flag that you should probably be listening to. Eating these is like a high-stakes dare for your digestive system, and usually your stomach is the one that loses the bet. If your lunch requires a signed waiver, a warning label, and a full gallon of milk just to survive the first 3 bites, you have to ask yourself, is this actually food, or is it just a mean prank that we are playing on our bodies? Finally, we have the big boss of bad health decisions, the Ajuma Republic XL Ramen, or any of those massive extra-large bowls you see in the international aisle. These are specifically designed for people who think to themselves, I want to eat enough salt in one sitting to preserve an ancient mummy. These XL bowls are sodium bombs in the truest sense of the word. Some of these containers have been found to hold over 3,000 milligrams of sodium. To put that into perspective, most doctors and health experts tell you that you should stay under 2,300 milligrams for your entire day. That means in about 10 minutes of eating, you have already blown past your salt limit for the next 24 hours. You are basically eating a giant salt lick with a few strands of wheat attached to it for decoration. When you dump that much salt into your system all at once, your body goes into a total state of panic. Your blood pressure spikes to handle the load, your brain gets foggy and tired, and you will likely wake up the next morning looking like a giant marshmallow because your body is desperately holding onto every single drop of water it can find to dilute all that salt. Plus, these XL meals usually come in those big styrofoam cups. When you pour screaming hot boiling water into a styrofoam container, it can release tiny microscopic chemicals called phthalates. These chemicals are known as hormone hackers. Once they get into your bloodstream, they start messing with your body's internal messaging system and confusing your natural growth and energy signals. So, in the end, you aren't just eating a bowl of salty noodles, you are basically drinking a warm cup of plastic soup. Now don't worry, I'm not going to leave you starving and sad with nothing to eat. The declassified upgrade for today is actually pretty simple and tastes way better anyway. If you really need that noodle fix, you just have to look for the right brands. Seek out companies like Lotus Foods, which makes brown rice ramen, or Mike's Mighty Good. These brands are different because they air dry or steam their noodles instead of deep frying them in mystery oil, and they don't use petroleum-based chemicals to keep them fresh for a decade. It's like choosing to drive a sleek, clean electric car instead of a rusty, broken-down tractor that leaks oil all over your driveway. You get the same result, a delicious bowl of noodles, but without the chemical crash afterward. So the next time you're standing in that grocery store aisle and you see that shiny 25-cent packet of instant noodles staring back at you from the shelf, I want you to take a second and really think about what's inside. It might look like a quick and easy snack, but you have to remember that your stomach is a finely tuned organ, not a neighborhood dumpster where you can just toss in whatever is cheap and convenient. You aren't a lawnmower engine that can run on lighter fluid and industrial preservatives, and you shouldn't expect your body to perform its best if you're fueling it with chemicals derived from petroleum. You only get one body, so start treating it like the high-performance million-dollar machine that it actually is, rather than using it as a testing ground for a mad scientist's chemistry lab. Choosing real food over plastic soup might take an extra minute of effort, but your heart, your brain, and your future self will definitely thank you for it. Be smart out there, keep your eyes open for the hidden ingredients they don't want you to see, and most importantly, stay fed with the fuel you actually deserve. It's time to stop eating plastic and start reclaiming your health. Mission accomplished and case closed. Thanks for watching, and please support us by subscribing to the Declassified Food channel. We will greatly appreciate it. Bye for now.